Hey guys, welcome to Transcend with Tisha, where we talk all about spirituality, psychology, healing, and self empowerment. I'm Tisha, and today's topic is, as you know, shadow work 101, how to do spiritual shadow work. Many people may associate the term shadow work with Kaizen's shadow work concept, but that's not what we are talking about today. We may talk about that later, but today it's all about spiritual shadow work. What is shadow work? It's basically integrating all parts of ourselves. Okay. Now, as we go through life, we come with a lot of situations, circumstances, people when we feel judged, misunderstood, ridiculed, and we may tend to lose a part of ourselves or hide it in front of others in order to not feel ridiculed or being judged again. And now those parts that we disown from our personality, from our being, those parts that we disown subconsciously or consciously come to our shadow self. A very important thing to note here is not every bad thing goes into the shadow, okay? It doesn't mean that because it's in the shadow side, it's something bad, like a bad trait or habit or whatever. It can also be something good. Let's just say, for example, um, healthy competition, okay? Wanting to perform good in a certain task. You may have felt ridiculed or judged for it in the childhood. Maybe people have said that you are too competitive or it's not attractive, it's not appealing, you will never find friends if you keep doing this. Like just example, okay? So we may disown that part of ourselves and keep that in shadow, and we may become totally opposite, or like at least we don't express it anymore, and with time we may even forget about it. Oh, I was competitive at once, you know. So shadow work is coming back to yourself, integrating every part of you and becoming whole again. Now there could be some bad qualities within our shadow side, like lashing out on people, let's just say. And then if we keep that, if we transfer that into our shadow side, we may become passive aggressive through the years. And when we integrate that back to ourselves, it doesn't mean we have to be aggressive again. It just means we would learn how to deal with our anger in a more healthier way. You may even ask yourself, why is shadow work important? And I would say that it's a part of becoming who we are again, because we lose a lot of parts of ourselves because we misjudge them, because people make us feel bad about ourselves. And you know, a point comes when we feel like I'm not myself anymore, I don't know who I am anymore. And the part of rediscovering yourself is shadow work, because now we have better judgment, now we know how to handle things better. And when we look at our shadow side, you may find things that you were like, wow, I didn't even realize it was in my shadow. And just the awareness of it will can bring so much healing to you. When I started my shadow work journey in 2020, I realized that confidence was a trait that was in my shadow side. I remembered that, yeah, like in my childhood, I was a very confident child. I used to crack jokes, I used to express myself. I used to be really jolly. But over the years, it went into my shadow side, and I was like never voicing my opinions in a group setting, because what if they don't understand it? What if I get ridiculed? What if no one resonates? I didn't used to share my art, my poems, my singing, dancing, anything. I didn't really express myself and I wasn't confident at all. And then in 2021, I opened my YouTube channel. So you could really tell that shadow work really helped me find myself again, express myself again, and a lot more things. So shadow work is very important. And that was just an example. But overall, shadow work will help us heal parts of ourselves we didn't even know existed, heal parts of ourselves that we didn't know even needed healing, and integrate everything into our whole being again so we can become whole again. So we can become ourselves again, a better version of ourselves. And it's just more fulfilling. Now let's talk about how to do shadow work. It has two elements. First is awareness, and second is integration. Awareness can be done by journaling, observation, introspection. Think about your childhood, how you used to be as a child, and how through the years it has changed. For me, I went a bit crazy and did year by year. You can totally skip that if you're like not that, don't want to be that organized, but it really helped me year by year. So you can ask yourself, how was I as a child? Like just an overview, how I used to be as a child, and what are the difference in traits that I have now? What was a certain quality that I used to possess, but I don't possess it anymore? Certain things that I liked about myself as a child, which I don't have anymore, or which I don't express anymore. You can journal about it, key points, things that I used to have, which I don't express anymore, or things that I liked about myself, which I don't have anymore or express anymore. You will be surprised of how much awareness it can bring, just this little bit of introspection. You will realize, oh, I didn't even remember that I had this. Yeah. Some other journal points I would give is, what are the things that you feel aversive towards? Okay. Maybe within other people. What are the things that you don't like in other people, or you feel judgmental about other people? So, an example of this could be, we might judge someone because they are very excited about something. Okay. We might think that it's childish or like cringy, you know? Try to look into that. Were you like this as a child, or did you possess this trait before, which other people may have ridiculed for? If that's the case, then that's probably because it went into your shadow side, and that's why you are also feeling aversive towards that. Okay. So we can really look into our shadow side. What are things that went to our shadow side by looking at our aversions, things that we don't like within even ourselves and others, especially others. And second thing is what we admire in other people. If you find yourself admiring a certain quality or certain thing in other people, ask yourself, did you used to possess this? Or ask yourself, underlying the emotion or the trait, did you used to possess this? I'm gonna give an example within my own life. I used to admire people who can dance really well in concerts, DJs, etc. And at that point of time, I was so not confident in my dancing skills. I was like, I can't think of any steps, and I really used to admire them. Okay, then after I did my shadow work, journaling, and all that in 2020, I was like, wait a minute, I used to dance really well as a child. I used to very I used to be very confident in my dancing skills. I used to be very confident in expressing myself. And I was like, huh, okay. I almost forgot about it. Journaling really helps in introspection, and introspection and awareness are the very much needed tools and the initial tools for shadowing. And the next tool is integration. And integration can really happen for a few things that only awareness will help you integrate that thing in your whole being, because you will be like, huh, wait, what? I don't know this was in my shadow side, and now it makes sense. So, like, okay, let's integrate it. You know, it will be as simple as that. And for other things, maybe most of things, you will need to take a little bit of time to integrate that, because being in your shadow side, you went into a habitual pattern of keeping it into your shadow, right? even if it was subconscious. Actually, it was subconscious. But now that you consciously are aware that these things are were in my shadow side and now I need to integrate it, when time comes, you will have a moment of the tendency to repeat your old patterns, and the newfound awareness will help you make a choice about, no, I'm going to do this different now, you know? And with time, it will become a habit. And voila, you have integrated that part in your whole being again. As of now, 2025, I have integrated a lot of things um in my whole being again. And shadow work is a journey, okay? It doesn't have to be like, okay, it's a one-time thing and everything is fine. No. We go through life, things happen, and even there were a few things that when I did my shadow work for the first time, I was becoming aware of a lot of things. And I listed down a lot of traits that were in my shadow side and which I have successfully integrated as of now. But there were some other traits that came into my awareness after a while, a lot of while actually, mm, maybe 2 years after my first shadow work journey. Um, I was like, okay, I need to integrate this too. And even last year, there was something that uh, came into my awareness, and I was like, okay, shadow work again. But see, the first time is the hardest time, and the rest of it will become easier. That's my point. It'll be a bit hard if you're not used to introspection and journaling, but it's the most rewarding experience ever, let me tell you. Because after that, what you are gaining is yourself. So it's time to start your shadow work journey, and I wish you all the best. It's one of the most rewarding, eye opening, and empowering experience ever. Use the journaling prompts that I've given you ever. Oh, general overview of childhood and the contrast of current you. What do you find aversive towards other people? What are the things that you admire in other people? Okay. So that's all for today. I'll see you in my next podcast. Till then, bye bye.